Stand for the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's close. Select Board Rules of Procedure adopted annually to ensure productive meeting. The Select Board meetings are in the public, not of the public, meaning that the members in attendance are entitled to the opportunity to comment, but the purpose of the meeting is for the Board to be able to effectively and efficiently conduct the necessary business to govern the town. All questions and comments are to be directed to the Chair, and the Rules of Procedure indicate that there will be 2 minutes allotted for comment from any single person on any single topic. The Rules of Procedure are posted in the Town Hall and available for everyone to review. Thank you.
All right. So everyone's here tonight. We all know each other. Hello, everybody online. I've got everybody. So one addition that I have is executive session to discuss labor relations agreements with employees. Does anybody else have anything on there? I don't know. Do we need, I think, budget discussions? Do we need any more budget discussions?
I thought that we cleared that
We
all
got
up.
everything done last week, right?
I believe so. Julie, do we need to do anything more about budgets? We're all good with that, right?
So the only thing that you have to deal with, and Deb actually has it in her memo, is the appropriation amounts. And Deb can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe you have to make a decision tonight. I believe you should start a discussion tonight
Okay.
and make a final decision next meeting.
Okay.
Unless you were able to come to consensus tonight, in which case, yay.
All right. Do you have opinions on those 4 items?
Yes, I do.
As far as if they're realistic or if they.
We could discuss that under town treasurer, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, I have opinions and I have notes, and if you want to discuss it under Deb's memo or mine, I'm fine with that.
Okay. When we're Jessica made a good point. We should do it under the treasurer's report. We'll talk about it. Get the ball rolling, anyways.
So we'll leave the budget discussion then on the agenda. So the minutes that need approval are from our last regular meeting from December 23rd.
I'll move to approve those minutes.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any announcements?
Nope.
Anything from the zoning administrator?
Nothing. Let me just double check, but I don't believe so.
I didn't see anything either.
No, I don't think so. I have nothing.
Planning commission? Did we get nothing yet?
Oh, I do have one thing. So I heard just murmurings that I think there was an issue with one of the last planning commission meetings because the planning commission wasn't able to get into the town hall.
Correct.
And I was wondering if there was a way maybe we could do like a little inventory of our groups that might need access, and maybe we could try to
Right. I
get
think
that. I know that that's
it
happened.
seems like I understood. Well, Nancy was at most of them, so she usually lets them in.
Yeah.
But she was unable to attend that one, and I think Ed was late, and he also had a key, I believe.
Usually, when I was chair, I had a key as chair.
The chair had a
So
key.
he should have it.
Okay.
So he should be handing that off to Annie.
Okay.
And if there's any issues with that, I'm sure as chair she should get one from them.
Okay. Sounds good.
If I could add to
Yes.
that, Ed should not hand his key over to Annie. He should turn his key into me, and then Annie should come in and get a key and sign a key release from me before she receives her key.
Okay, right. That makes everything clear. and it's assigned to
Yeah.
the right person. Yes, you did.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Road foreman?
Let's see. So just a swift one, I think, in addition to just continuing with winter weather maintenance. The highway department has been cleaning up trees on the roads from the last windstorm and will continue. And trees to be cut along roadsides will also continue, and continuing to conduct winter weather maintenance from impending storms.
Okay. Sounds good. Any questions or comments about roads? Anything from the assessors? Deb, would you like to read your report, please?
Yes. So just a reminder on that letter that we got from the fellow who did the boiler inspection, that we have 30 days to respond to his recommendations for some changes that need to be made. And I'm not sure, but I sent everybody in an email a copy of that letter, but I'm not sure if I left one on at your spot, Kristen, tonight.
I don't see
So there would
one.
be- Okay, I thought I had. I had it in my hand and then I must have gotten distracted. But anyway, I sent each board member a copy of the letter. And Mike, you did say that you were going to address that.
I did, and I reached
So-
out to Jake, and he texted, I emailed him the letter, I forwarded him the letter, and he answered back that, yes, I can do that, so he will take care of it, and if we don't hear anything from him in say a week or two, I'll nudge him again and tell him that it's time sensitive, so.
Okay. I think if we just let this fellow know that we have somebody that's going to be paying attention to it for us, that might suffice within that 30-day window.
Okay.
Okay, so a reminder that candidate nominating petitions and consent of candidate forms are due on January 26th. The appropriations are due before that. They're due January 15th. So anyone who has an article petition out there, I have reached out to some that I know that are generating petitions just to remind them. I would like to try to have the warning ready and signed at the next select board meeting. And that's why the next item on my memo is about those articles that you as a board request to be on the warning and the ballot. But we can carry that over into Julie's portion of the meeting. And then effective now, as we speak, the town offices are open on Thursdays. Or the town clerk's office and Julie and I are there on Thursdays.
Julie has her hand up also when you're done. Okay, so.
Yeah, I just, Deb, you said I think it was the appropriation petitions are due on January 15th. Did you mean 16th or is it 15th?
I think it's the 15th. I can check. I'll double check, but irregardless, they're coming up soon for the appropriations.
Okay, sorry. I'm sure you're right.
And I'm sure I could be wrong too. We'll double check on that tomorrow, but in any case, they're due the 16th or the 15th. And I have notified the ones that I know of that have those petitions out.
So would you be able to send a quick message to the gentleman that did the boiler inspection saying that we've contacted Williams Plumbing and they will take care of that improvement? Or is that something that we should
Did you ask
do?
me or Julie to do that?
What's that?
Deb or Julie?
I didn't hear who.
Did you get it? Did you get the letter, Deb? Did you have the
Yes.
interaction with him? Okay.
Yes.
So can you just send him a quick message saying that we have contacted the plumber and he will get that corrected and we'll send him documentation when it's corrected or something, whatever he needs.
Yep.
Thank you
Yep,
very
I
much.
can do that.
Anybody have any questions for Deb? Okay, thank you for joining us tonight, Deb.
You're welcome, thank you.
Julie?
So,
Good evening.
I don't have a lot. I have the 2 warrants. Payroll is 12,624.60 and accounts payable is 28,324.95. The breakdown is general fund 2694.59 and highway 14,115.07, wastewater 6139.89. Deb already had the appropriations on her report, so I didn't double print it on mine. But we can certainly talk about that after you approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion for the warrants, to approve payroll warrant 26037 and accounts payable warrant 26038.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So now,
Pass the warrants over to Bob.
thank you.
That's my
I'm
job.
trying to find her quarter, now that's one of your jobs, fortunately, you have plenty. These are the quarterly reports at Deb. So that would, if we look in the quarterly reports, we should be able to see where we're at for town equipment and capital. Well, the capital projects is different, wastewater upgrade, townway appraisal. How do you feel about those?
Appropriation, so
Yes.
So what you did last year for equipment was 50,000. I do not believe that should reduce. I wouldn't be opposed to it going up slightly, but that's a board discussion. I know you had discussed a piece of equipment that the highway had requested during budget time. You also, buying that would kind of deplete the backstore money that you've been trying to build up to get new trucks. Unless you want to consider, I just think Rich brought up leasing. I think that could be treated differently than going through the equipment fund. So if that was a possibility that we moved forward with, then maybe 50K is okay, but I definitely don't think it should reduce. Capital projects was 17K. I would recommend keeping that. I know we have a project in mind for the garage, but we have been getting regular donations towards that. And the general health of the fund is pretty strong because we had the ARPA surplus. We are going to be using it, a chunk of it for BERP. But I think it's generally pretty strong. We budgeted a little bit extra on the buildings for next year for the work that we're planning to do there. So, I think we're all starting to realize that eventually there's going to need to be a bond on the garage. And given that, I actually don't recommend adjusting this right now. If you do want to, 20K, I mean, it's another 3,000, makes a nice round number. For the wastewater plant, it definitely shouldn't go under 20K. You might consider bumping it to 25. It just continues to be something that costs money, and we have really high sewer rates.
We can't adjust our income on it. So,
And then reappraisal was the final one at 15K. This is suggested again by the assessor. Usually it's 7,000, but given the reappraisal, they wanted to keep it at 15K for one more year, just for any extra expenses that are going to come along. We all know they're going to come along.
So, once upon a time, Julie, you told me that 1 cent raise like $17,000 or something like that?
I think so, yeah. I had a note on here to ask you a similar question. I was gonna say, I think 20K, it was around 20K, so it was probably 17 or in that area. That
Okay,
would be 1 cent.
1 cent. So if you say your house is $100,000 house, how much does that make your taxes go up?
Oh, you would do that.
Yeah, because I can't.
Make the treasurer do math.
I mean, it's a little like math at, past my witching hour, which is unfortunately 7 p.m.
1 cent per thousand, $100?
Yeah, 1 cent. But it's times 1,000. Okay, so
Is that
$10?
$10?
$10, okay. All right, that puts it in much better perspective for me, and I thought I figured it out that right, but I didn't dare say it out loud, so I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I knew that you knew. Thank you.
Please understand that I could have a rounding error, like I could have moved my decimal places wrong.
Yeah. So that's basically what you're doing, just moving the decimal places over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that. How does everybody feel about, so the townwide reappraisal, that sounds like we're pretty good with that. Everybody solid on that one?
Yeah, we gotta stick with it, so.
Yeah, that's what they're suggesting.
We'll be,
and-
we'll be happy next year when it drops back down again.
Right. And let's go to the top, town equipment. Did you know, Rich, and that $50,000 doesn't hardly buy much anymore, so,
Won't hardly pay for the repairs on the
yeah.
trucks.
Yeah, $10,000, the tires all the way around one.
Yeah, I think that's a minimum of probably 25,000 low. But that would be quite an increase in 1 year.
Uh-huh,
But we do have 2 trucks that are not in the best shape in the world,
right,
2 tandems. And we have a backhoe that's not in the best shape in the world either, so we just don't want to put ourselves behind the 8 ball either.
if we don't push the limit a little bit this year, we're gonna have to push it really hard one of these years in the very near future.
Mhm.
Do we wanna bump it up 20?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be fine.
That's pretty fair. Do you, rest of you all feel that 20 is a reasonable?
I don't see equipment going down or parts or repairs, so I think we gotta do something.
Well, that's our biggest challenge right now, you know, with those trucks, is just
Right,
exhaust problem after exhaust problem, and it adds up fast.
right. I mean, nothing, I mean, even, so in perspective, $70,000 will buy you a new pickup.
Just a plain Jane.
Just a regular new
Single.
pickup,
Yeah.
not nothing great. So it's
Mhm.
ridiculous what everything costs. And we're talking about tandems with plows and wings, which are $250,000 a pop.
Mhm.
If we can get it that cheap, the next truck is gonna be at least $250,000, isn't it? Yeah, set up is gonna be, so. I don't see any way of,
Well, heavy spec cabin chassis are, you know, to the general public are $250,000.
no.
You know,
Yeah.
just,
Right, so we're,
Yeah,
that,
it's-
$250,000 is probably a very optimistic number then.
for a town, yeah,
Yeah,
with a discount.
good lord. Okay, so how do we feel about, we all feel okay on 20,000 on the improvement to that?
I feel okay on that, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. The capital projects fund, probably okay on it? We could,
Was Julie
You said
said
maybe
that's a
20.
1.3,
Well-
make it 20?
well, what we're seeing right now is that pays for the painting quite often, correct, Julie?
We did budget separately for the painting
Well,
though,
we
for
put-
this past year.
We put some extra in, but also if we keep that going, we've paid, in the past, we've used it quite often to cover painting expenses, right, Julie?
Yeah, I mean, we had, what was your, we had like a 19, did we have a 19,000 estimate on one thing for painting?
Yes,
Yeah, so
25 and the other was 25.
that's certainly every other year, I would think, right? Like, so 10 a year, but did you say for the wastewater, keeping it 20? It glitched out.
We didn't talk about that one yet.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
But I do have a question on what you were talking about on the 20. Is that,
The-
are you raising?
The town equipment fund put 20 more into it, push that up to 70,000.
70, okay.
In the capital fund, if we go to 20, you think that's a better, because $20,000 a year doesn't even really cover the painting every year.
No, because the painting was 25, 19, and 86, so you know, almost
And we
$50,000.
we skipped a
And
year
we
on it,
skipped
we
them.
put some extra to kind of cover that, but that doesn't say like we had to replace the heating system in the wastewater treatment plant, that was $9,000, and so, you know, we know that just a small little what used to be no big deal is $5,000 just to call a plumber or something like that, you know, when you have issues.
And that to repair the library roof is gonna be pretty close to that number that we're talking.
Right. So everybody okay?
Julie's got her hand up.
Do you have your hand up or?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so the only reason that I recommended keeping it low, and I am fine with it going up to 20, but I recommended keeping it low because in general, the fund is healthy. You had a lot of ARPA surplus and you haven't specifically identified using all of it up. You also had the fund established prior to the ARPA surplus, so that money is still sitting there. We did budget a little bit extra for the painting, and we can consider that as we budget every year or every other year to do a little bit of work on the buildings. I felt like it was fair to constituents to maintain that appropriation at a lower level, given the health of the fund and the continued donations that we've been receiving. And additionally to the fact that we're increasing everything else, because we really probably should have been increasing things more slowly over time than we have been. So I get the concept of increasing everything, but I was thinking that that one particular one was something that we could tackle next year, given what we're doing everywhere else.
Anybody disagree with that?
No, I'd say that I agree with it mostly because we haven't got to wastewater yet. And Julie was talking about maybe bumping it to 25. And I would come out in favor of that 25 just because the fees keep going up every year. And, you know, we haven't raised it in a couple of years. It's been 20 for a little while. And so I really do feel it should go to 25. And if we do that, like how Julie says, maybe if we leave the capital projects at 17, that'll just give a little more ease. It might be a little easier for folks, is all I'm saying. Since we do have to go up so much in 1 year on the town equipment fund.
So those are all very reasonable.
That's my thoughts.
Those are reasonable. What about everybody else? What are we all the rest of us thinking?
I thought Julie said we should be raising at 3, that's why I suggested it, so. But she just clarified by saying the opposite of what I thought I heard, so I'm good with leaving it alone.
Yeah. She said it's potential, but I think her reasons for not raising it are the best reason in my opinion. So is everybody okay with holding that one the same and jumping the wastewater to 25?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so guess we're set on that. Same.
Right.
So we only we only put 25,000 more on that.
Yep, so the capital projects and the reappraisal stay the same.
Okay.
That's good.
So now we can get, and you can get those numbers to Deb so that she can have that all for the warning to be signed next week. Excellent. Thank you for your help, Julie.
You bet. That's all for me.
Okay, anybody else have any questions for Julie right now? Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Emergency management? Nothing from the health officer? Nothing from Jenna?
Yes. Jennifer wrote that Bob Morlino and Jennifer Sullivan investigated a complaint from a resident about his neighbor's outdoor wood boiler. They are waiting for follow-up information from the state DEC before making a final determination.
Okay. Facilities. Tom has some numbers right here.
Yeah, I met with Lux Brush. I forwarded this to the select board, but I'll go over it briefly. It's the interior ceiling repair and painting to the child's room in the library. He said it would entail 3 full days.
Really?
Yeah, because they gotta go in there, it's a 12-foot ceiling, so they gotta set up all the scaffolding, and then you don't have to move everything out because they would put protection all the way around it. And as they get into that ceiling, if there's some sheetrock that needs to be changed, which I think there is, he's also going to provide a moisture tester to make sure that we believe that the roof has been fixed and there's not still any water coming in.
Good, yeah.
So they're offering a deal with the paint is if you pay for the labor, they'll supply the paint. So it's a savings of about 10%. It still comes in at a total of $3,293. And the estimated timeline on that would be mid to end of January. And they would be, if we approve this, I told them that it'd probably be best if they got in touch with the library to make sure that scheduling works for your guys' and Gail's schedule versus.
Sure.
I mean, I think it needs to be repaired because they say it's falling, pieces of it.
Pieces,
So,
yeah.
and it definitely is a blemish, and it's not getting better. So, but
Has the roof been fixed?
I believe that roof has been fixed from last year, but I wasn't involved in that. But when I went outside to look, there's like 6 or 8 pieces right where I think the leak is, the major leak was.
So this is an old issue.
Yeah, and I don't know which would make sense, but I don't know if maybe they said, let's fix the roof, let's give it some time and make sure that we got the leak and there's nothing new. But the water damage that was already done is now starting, and that's what we're seeing. But like he said, he would do a moisture tester just to make sure
Yeah, that would be good.
that it is dry and it's, but him and I both felt that they were older leaks from the best we could tell, but we didn't get to the ceiling because it's 12 foot.
Right.
So. But no, I think that I think the board should think about moving forward with that. I would make that as a motion.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Did you send that to Julie or?
No, I was gonna
Okay.
ask, can I leave it here for Julie, a copy, or do you want me to email it to her? Whatever her preference is.
We can put it right in here so that she can put it. Julie, we're gonna put this in with the warrant, with all the bills, or the warrants, the quote for Lux Brush. And then you can, put it on for their deposit for the next meeting. Oh, that's,
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was working while you were talking.
the thumb up worked perfect, Julie, thank you. You can stick that right in with the warrants. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, you're welcome. Who should I put them in contact with?
Me, probably me, because I'm closest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me just do it through an email, or you want to send me your cell number and an email?
I'll send you our home
Okay.
phone.
Yep, whatever number. Okay. And I'll make sure that they work with you then.
Great.
Anything else under facilities?
I don't recall on Deb's notice on the boiler, so I can't find that email, so I don't know what's going on with the boiler, other than I got a call from Helen asking me about where to put a paper the day of an inspection, but I never heard anything else, and I don't recall reading anything on that. But I wasn't here last meeting, so I didn't.
Well, Debbie's boiler thing was just this week. It was in, I gotta go back to email.
It would have been in my email just in the this week.
Yeah, it came,
Boiler inspection, right?
yesterday.
Report right here. Here it is right here.
Let me look at yesterday then, because I was looking back that week.
He said, the risk control guy from Travelers said that it didn't have,
Install a high temperature limit
Yeah.
with manual reset.
If someone could forward that to me, I don't, for some reason, don't see that on my
Yeah, I'll do it.
Gmail.
I will.
Thank you.
Are you doing it, Mike?
sure.
And if you need me to get involved other than what Deb's already doing, don't be afraid to ask.
Okay, this is just, should be all,
I sent it to you just in case.
Okay. But that's the only other thing I had, facility. Unless someone's got something else they need to know about.
okay. I talked to Jake Williams and he was working on the new heat pump at the sewer plant and found that we also had rodent damage. So he got a whole bunch, they chewed wires and shit, and so he was going to Granville and getting as much type of mouse deterrent and bait and stuff like that as he could, and talking to the guy Thomas that checks the plant, so.
Do we have I'm gonna assume that this question is a no, the answer, but I'll ask it. Do we have a professional rodent?
No, we don't have any, we never really had any kind of mouse damage, but
Okay.
apparently they like the fact that they can get up in those outdoor units and they're nice and warm. So he was getting,
I don't know if that's something we want to look at, because I've done that in one of my facilities, and I have found it very beneficial and very short
it's
term.
probably not a bad idea.
So if that's something.
Do you know, you got a,
Yeah, I have a
got a good
contact.
source?
Yep, he's done really well by me, and I definitely don't mind asking him to come.
It wouldn't be a bad idea for,
The nice thing about it is the product that they use, typically the rodents inside won't stink because of the special formula on the decompose, and if animals get it, they are not apt to get sick unless they eat a large amount of it. So
Good.
that's what made me go to it, because I have dogs and cats
cool.
on outside this and the neighbors, and I didn't want to have any issues. And I didn't want it stinking inside the office either, so.
yeah. Maybe
But
if
I'll be
you're-
more glad
if
to
you're
look
talking
into it.
to him sometime, start get some ideas on what it may be for that, and maybe some of the other buildings even, you know.
Yep.
We haven't seen any damage in anything else, but, you know, they're there.
I was very pleased within less than 60 days because I saw the difference.
Okay. But other than that, everything, they rebuilt a pump. They had to rebuild one of the pumps, and that went good. It seems to be working very well now. And the outside pumps that pump the water from the holding tanks to the trucks to haul it away, they'd rebuilt those this summer, and they had to haul sludge the other day, and they used them to pump it out. She said she was much happier with the amount of sludge that got pumped out using those tanks than just using it with a vac truck.
Oh, good.
So those are positive things. I've been in touch with somebody to repair that pump station, but we haven't connected for him to look at it yet. We got him the prints and stuff like that, so it's gotta wait and see when he can find time to swing in and check it out. I have to reach back out to him. And I think that's it for what I know about the sewage treatment plant.
Very good.
So that facilities and wastewater all kind of rolled in together, huh?
Perfect.
Okay, good.
Love that. Efficiency.
Anything from the Meadowy School Board?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I don't really have a report except to say that our next meeting is next Monday, the 12th. It will be at the Town Hall and Auditorium, and at that meeting we will be voting on the fiscal year 27 budget and finalizing the warning for the town meeting and approving our tuition rate, which are usually hot ticket meetings.
What time is it? 16.
Okay. Any other questions regarding the school budget? Board? Okay. Public Library.
Hello.
Good evening.
So, yeah, we had a special meeting before this meeting, and we had received 4 applications for the 2 open positions. We were really thankful for the people reaching out and wanting to help the community. Each of them were well qualified, and we thought that they would each contribute positively to the board. So we decided to submit the names of the first 2 people
Okay.
who applied, just to make it a little easier for everybody. So those are Amy Miller and Phoebe McChesney.
Okay.
And I guess that's.
Okay, so now it's up to us to appoint these 2 members to the board until the election in March, town meeting, where those 2 positions were going to be open anyways.
They
However,
were, yeah. So, so it's a short turnaround.
The next
Yeah.
normal election. So,
Right.
how does the board feel about appointing those 2 members that the interested parties that the library has suggested?
I would go with what the library suggests.
Okay. Do I have a second on that motion?
Yeah, I'll second.
Any more discussion on the motion appointing those 2 candidates for the remainder of the year until the March election? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank
There we
you.
go. Thank you.
Thanks. And I just wanted to clarify, so they will need to get sworn in, but Deb said that the petitions are due on the 26th if people want to run, not the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's 2
that date,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the date for
The-
candidates.
If you're asking for money, it's gotta be the 15th.
But
If
the
you're running-
nomination petitions are due on the 26th. Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, and it would probably be worthwhile if you reach out to all the people who were interested and let them know that.
We will do that, yes. Okay, thank you.
Great.
Did you say? Sorry, it's Amy Miller and
Yep.
Phoebe McChesney.
Yep.
Ready? Older unfinished business.
Well, Tom and I were both at the meeting yesterday about the turkey monument. And since I have one other thing to talk about with Mert, maybe would you like to bring folks up to speed on what we talked about with the turkey monument?
Oh, I think you very much. I don't think my memory's all
I'll
set
start,
back yet.
I'll start, and then if you need things
sorry.
to you.
I wasn't
put you on the
prepared.
spot here.
You did. I wasn't
So-
educated.
So it turns out, yeah, so at this meeting, Rose was there from the Historical Society, and then our state representative, Chris, was there, and then Jackie and Bill, who are from the V-Trans Rail Trail folks. And, because we had voted 2 weeks ago that we would prefer, and Tom had expressed his strong feelings about that we should put the turkey monument here in Pawlet, and that the best spot we all felt would be right by the rail trail, especially by where the kiosk is, would be a good spot. So it turns out that what happened with the rail trail folks is when they didn't hear about this whole thing until recently, and they thought that the monument was being put up by the usual people who put up those monuments by the side of the road, which is the historical preservation. But in fact, this is not. This is being put up by Fish and Wildlife. So when historical preservation wants to put up a sign like the one that we have down around the bend, you know, about the mill, all those ones,
Yeah.
they've got it down to a science. They work with V-Trans, they have the plan, they figure it all out. But Fish and Wildlife hasn't done that. So it seems to me kind of like Fish and Wildlife dropped the ball a little bit on talking to V-Trans about it. But we got an email, which I think got forwarded to everybody, that Chris Pritchard has got in touch with the main person at Fish and Wildlife, and hopefully they and V-Trans can talk together and figure this out. And if not, it's possible that the town might need to sign an agreement with V-Trans specifically about the monument, because their situation, again, I think this is what I got from it, Tom, is that they would be fine if we put up on their property a regular aluminum sign, because then if someone backed into it, they could easily replace it. But if it's a big bronze plaque that's going to go on their right-of-way, they couldn't replace it. So they'd want an agreement in place with the town that if it got destroyed, that we'd take care of it, basically. Or that if it got knocked over, that we'd come and fix it, put it back up, that wouldn't be their business. So that was the gist of it, and it sounds like Chris is kind of on top of it.
You did a great job. And they were fantastic. They were just as eager to try to help us figure out a way. Chris, I think, has done a lot in the background to help us too, and Rose. You know, there's more to come, but I would encourage you, if you haven't had a chance to read through the email chain that we got, go back and get yourself brought up to speed on that, because I think you'll find that it's going in the right direction for us as a town.
Good.
But
Very
thank you.
good.
Awesome job.
Thanks the two of you for being able to make time to meet with those people.
Yeah, I was a little late, so I made them stand in the cold an extra 20 minutes, but
That was a cold morning.
but they were good. I appreciate them waiting.
Good.
And everyone agreed that that is an important, that the reinstatement of the turkeys was an important historical thing that happened here in Pawlet. And that it would really be great if, what did they say? Like, they've been counting people who go on the rail trail. And in 6 months, it was like over 5,000.
5,700.
Yeah, 5,700. They have like a counter, right, on one spot.
In
so,
that spot in West Pawlet.
yeah, that many people have gone through. So if we got the turkey monument there, that many people would see it. And a lot of them are out-of-state tourists who would see it.
I guess if I could add a couple things, Bill told me that if we're up in Castleton, we ought to check out the kiosk up by the train station, because that's something that maybe we could be thinking down the road for us in our section of West Pawlet. And Jackie said absolutely, you know, they could do something there, and we can have pictures and on it. So I'm hoping that this coming weekend I'll get a chance to get up there and take some pictures. If I do, I will send you guys some pictures so you can look at it. But they were knowledgeable, and they were helpful, and they gave us some options, and the goal is try to get this fast tracked, so maybe we could do a cutting of the ribbon on Youth Weekend this year. So that was good.
Okay. Well, good deal.
And my other old or unfinished business update is just a quick update about the status with the MERP grant. So we decided earlier in December, we made the decision about which option we wanted to go ahead with. And the next step is that later this week, some of the folks from Architend and I think the Regional Planning Commission people are going to get together, and I'll sit in on it as well, with a person from the state who manages the grant, just to double check that the way we want to do this will fit in with how the grant is written. Since we were talking about just doing the geothermal and not doing the envelope stuff yet. And that might require them to make a tiny exception for us from the grant. It sounds like it's not going to be a big deal, but this is just to like check the box. So before we move further on that, we just have to make sure that the state grant people will say thumbs up. So that's where that's at. Oh, and I've been looping Julie into everything regarding that grant now that she's our grant administrator.
Excellent. Okay, anybody have any questions regarding the MERT grant? Good, thank you for being on top of it and keeping this rolling. Any new business? Nope. Robert?
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss labor.
Oh, public, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I
You gotta do
I
public
jumped-
comment.
Right, I jumped over
It's not on
public
there.
comment.
It's not on there.
I think she's watching them.
Public comment. Anybody have any public comment?
Frank was here, but he left.
Hearing no public comment, then Robert made a motion that we go into executive session,
I'll second that.
labor relations. Thank you guys for coming tonight.
Thank you.